Hey, what is going on, Guardians? TBL here, back once again to bring you guys a little bit of a Destiny weapon review video. It's going to be kind of a weapon review video. Of course, we had patch 1.1.4 go into effect last week, and with that change came a lot of weapon changes that have kind of turned the meta on its head. Right now, pulse rifles are in a really good spot, probably the best spot they've been in since Destiny 2 came out. And so I've been testing out a bunch of different pulse rifles and trying to figure out which ones I like, which ones I don't. On console, it's all about the Time Worn Spire for me. That thing is so much fun. But unfortunately on PC, I didn't play Iron Banner enough to actually get that thing, because who was playing Destiny 2 on PC? I mean, one of like 3 people. Play by myself? Nah. But there is a substitute. This is the Autumn Wind Crucible Pulse Rifle. That's right. This bad boy coming straight from Lord Shaxx has been absolutely tearing it up for me in the Crucible right now. It is in the rapid fire frame, so basically the same class of pulse rifles as the Time Worn Spire, the Darkest Before, and the Lincoln Green. And this thing has really been tearing it up for me. Just taking a quick look at the weapon perk tree. Of course, it's in the rapid fire frame. For the sights, it's got the Hitmark iron sights, the red dot micro, and the rifle scope SSF. Generally, I choose the red dot micro. Seems to work. It's very snappy, gives you a very short zoom, and increases your overall handling speed. For its perks, it's got accurized rounds, which gives it a bit more range, tactical mag, and then finally the perk Under Pressure, where it gets improved stability and accuracy as the magazine gets lower. In my opinion, the most important option there is, of course, accurized round for the bonus to range. Pulse rifles are meant to be kind of dominant in mid-range, and this thing, when you get out with it, its true strength really shows. The gun's fast rate of fire really allows you to absolutely lace and melt people a lot of times before they actually get a chance to really respond in kind. Now, after the patch, the rapid fire frame archetype of pulse rifles have an optimal time to kill of about 1.07 seconds, meaning you can kill in about 3.5 bursts. It takes about 10 critical hits and 1 body hit, which isn't as hard to land with this as you might think. And thanks to the fast rate of fire and the high magazine size of the weapon, it's actually really forgiving if you don't land all of those critical hits. Its body shot time to kill is about 1.67 seconds, I do believe, which stacks up pretty favorably to the body shot time to kill of pretty much all of the other pulse rifle archetypes. About the only thing that beats it outright in time to kill for both optimal shots and body shots is, of course, the Vigilance Wing. So yeah, this thing and pulse rifles like it are definite contenders in the Crucible right now. I took some time over the weekend to just run out and play a bunch of quick play, and I found myself really leaning towards this gun. I've been trying to find alternatives to the Vigilance Wing, and I found that this thing can actually stack up pretty favorably to it. We all know Vigilance Wing right now is capable of basically one of, if not the fastest primary weapon time to kill in the game, with about 0.83 seconds if you land 2 perfect bursts. This thing can really kind of get in the way of that. We know Vigilance Wing is a little bit on the clunky side, it kicks around a bit. That's not so much a problem with the Autumn Wind. It comes with a decent base stability stat of about 51, and of course you can buff that even further with the use of kinetic counterbalance mods, which will really help you turn this thing's recoil into a straight vertical jump, making it even easier to control and even easier to keep your shots on target so that you can just burn people down with the absolute quickness. And this is basically the same on both console and PC. There's not too much of a difference between the way the weapon performs on PS4 or Xbox One compared to the way it does on PC. It's a pretty solid choice that feels really good in PvP encounters right now, so long as you're really kind of keeping things in mid-range. You can't really tag people from too far off. They'll be able to burn you down before you can really put too much out. The range stat on this gun, at least the base range stat, is a little on the low side. I do believe its base range is only about 34. Of course, guns like the Darkest Before have a much higher base range of like 41, but it's fairly average for the other pulse rifles in this archetype. So you'll need to keep that in mind as you're trying to space out your encounters with other Guardians in PvP. But if you're within the right range, and again, anywhere from mid-range, even close range, this thing is going to be pretty dominant. You'll find yourself able to burn people down before they really get a chance to respond. Or well, more realistically, I guess I should say, you'll be able to burn them down before they get a chance to disengage, because that's going on a whole lot in PvP right now. With this Go Fast update, you can get up and you can move and pick and choose encounters like crazy. But this is one of those guns that's really going to help you kind of tag people down before they get too much of a chance to escape. As long as you've got a steady hand and some good aim, this thing's going to be put to some really good work. And its perk setup really kind of helps with that. Of course, accurized rounds give you that nice boost to range that this gun definitely needs. And under pressure, as your magazine gets lower, you're going to get more stable and more accurate. You'll really feel this in some of those prolonged encounters, to the point where you can make some pretty decent laser plays as you get close to emptying out the magazine. I didn't really experience that too much because of course I've got a really bad case of reloaditis. I always reload after a kill, and I absolutely know I shouldn't. Especially when you've got perks like this. I used to do that with the Suros regime as well. But when you get into some of those prolonged encounters, when your magazine's getting a little bit low, you're definitely going to appreciate the extra accuracy and stability you get on this gun. That's going to help you land those last 3 shots to the dome much easier. If you can, I would recommend getting a +5 range masterwork mod on this weapon, if you're lucky enough to get that to roll. This thing is going to need all the range it can get, but you'll definitely find use for it as a PvP masterwork weapon. Not that it's bad in PvE. Of course, all weapon archetypes, especially pulse rifles, got a very big buff in PvE, and even the rapid fire frame stuff like this gun right here is going to work pretty well in strikes and public events and all the other PvE environments you're going to be playing in. So, overall, the Autumn Wind is definitely a very good, very fun rapid fire pulse rifle right now. I'm really enjoying playing around with this thing. You can get your hands on it either as an in-game drop in PvP or by earning faction packages with Lord Shaxx. And believe me, Guardians, this one, if you don't already have it sitting in your vault, it's definitely worth gunning for. If you do have it sitting in your vault, why not take it out for a spin and see if you enjoy pulse rifle use in today's sandbox. But alright, Guardians, that is going to be it for this one. I am going to get back to playing some more with the Autumn Wind. This thing is so much fun, and I don't know if I want to continue playing on PC with this thing or hop back to console and play with my time-worn Spire. I haven't felt this way for a primary, really, at all in Destiny 2, so I'm happy that we've got some changes in the overall sandbox environment. Do you Guardians have the Autumn Wind? If not, what is your favorite pulse rifle in today's sandbox? Be sure to leave me your suggestions down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed, feel free to drop a like and make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 news and information we're putting out. But it's going to be it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'm TheBlackLink. You Guardians, stay frosty.